Titanfall 2. This game is the real deal. The bee's knees, the bird's wings. This game is sicker than a handjob in a confession booth. We open with a CG cutscene narrated by our protagonist, Jack Cooper.
Of all the things I've seen on the battlefields of the frontier, the pilot is the true dominant force.
He details the pilot.
Graceful, yet devastating.
An advanced movement soldier, think John Wick plus rocket jumps.
Experienced in deception and maneuver, even overwhelming odds shift in their favor. But what truly separates the pilot from all the grunts and machines of the battlefield is the bond between a pilot and a Titan.
The Titans are large robots which can be piloted by, well, the pilots.
Now, I serve as a rifleman in the militia, fighting to free the frontier. I'm a long way from becoming a pilot. But when that day comes, I hope I can live up to the honor.
Here we go, Rifleman Cooper. Oh, hell. Ship must have power cycled the sim pod since last time. We'll have to recalibrate it.
Jack Cooper is being trained by some guy called Lastimosa. I'm told to look at these two lights. This is a clever way to set whether a player's look will be inverted or not.
Does that feel right to you, Cooper?
This is immediately negated by a basic selection screen asking me to confirm my choice. You could have just skipped that part with the lights, but you do you, big fella. We enter some sort of advanced virtual reality training facility.
Technically, I'm not supposed to be training you, but in you I see potential. Besides, we're at war. Who's got time for classes, eh?
Lastimosa shows us a simulation of his home planet. What a lucky guy, he grew up on a 4K fantasy wallpaper. I learned the basics. The wall run, the slide, and the double jump. Oh, what's that? You thought games had come a long way since Mario? Nope, still double jumping. I try out the firing range, but not for long because I don't want people to judge my aiming. I'm told to run a timed trial and get it done in 2 minutes at least. I take the run, and it all starts coming back to me. The excellent gunplay, the momentum-based combat. Yeah, sex is great, but have you ever kicked ass in Titanfall 2? When you're zipping around, killing fast, dodging bullets, hitting shots, you feel incredible. Like a god. Like an apex predator. You can almost feel the power a Republican feels when they wear the Punisher symbol. But when you're losing momentum, missing jumps, getting hit, missing shots, you feel like a loser. Like a little beta virgin bitch boy who has never felt a woman's touch, or a man's. You feel useless, worthless, like this time you should really do it. I don't feel this way as I'm a skilled player and finished the time trial in under a minute, with all enemies neutralized. Using this information, the game determines I should play on regular difficulty? Oh damn, now I do feel like a little beta virgin bitch boy who has never felt a woman's touch or a man's.
I'm ready to see what's next.
Good. You're gonna like this. It's time you learn the other half of being a pilot. A Titan. Let's go call one in.
Aren't pilots the only ones allowed to do that?
It's only a simulation, Rifleman. It's not the real thing. But first, we're gonna need a little more space.
That's right, we're gonna test run a Titan. I'm told to call in a Titan. I aim at the Titan and call him over. But it seems I'm calling in a whole new Titan and I just aimed it directly at the other Titan, which the simulation doesn't seem to like.
Alright, Rifleman. Sounds like it's about to hit the fan.
This isn't too bad though, as apparently we've got to leave anyway.
Heads up. They're killing us. Trying to, anyway. Good session in there. You'll get the hang of it someday. We'll make a pilot out of you yet, Rifleman. But not today. No time.
Lastimosa.
Anderson?
You son of a bitch. See you down there.
We're gonna see a new planet today. Maybe even die on it. See you down there, Rifleman. Good luck.
And then we see it.
positioning a ton of anti-orbital defenses. None of it was on the decompression on deck 5 through 9. All hands abandon ship. All hands abandon. Get to the lifeboat! We're going down! We're going down! This is the MCS James McCallum. We are going down. I repeat, we are going down. They're jamming us hard. We're not getting through.
This title scene is amazing. Now I know what you're thinking. It's a title screen, what's the big deal? Please just take a second and appreciate this thing with me. The second I saw that title, heard that score, I was transported to the cinema. Looking up at that big screen, the whole world became irrelevant, as I was about to watch an absolute banger. This single title sequence has more charm, more creativity, more impact than the entire Call of Duty series. I got this game because I heard about an awesome level, but the second I saw that darn title, baby, I was sold and I was ready for Titanfall. We land and Cooper gets out of his pod. We run and gun.
This is Captain Lastimosa. I got a fix on your location. On my way.
IMC type acquired.
Super, you're in bad shape. Hold on. This might knock you out, but you should be okay when you wake up.
Lastimosa, hostile Titans inbound. Apex predators.
Copy that, BT. Mercenaries. Stay down, Cooper.
Lastimosa gets overrun by enemy Titans. We wake up to an alien dragging us off. Lastimosa scares them away.
BT, transfer authorization to new pilot. Link, Bravo Tango 7274. Cooper, take my Titan. Use my helmet and my jump kit. This is the real thing. Take care of him.
Lastimosa's death might be more sad if we knew anything about him and met him more than 10 minutes ago. But it's just a simple setup, I guess. Cooper is now acting pilot, and we have to go get batteries for Lastimosa's Titan. The pilot suit detects a battery in a nearby ship, so that's where we're headed. This pilot suit has a few interesting perks. We can double jump, and we can turn invisible for a small amount of time, which is quite handy. Being a pilot is set up as this big goal for Cooper. We're teased with it at the beginning, but I think we get it too soon. We experience Cooper's life as a basic rifleman for like 3 minutes, and boom, he's a pilot now, good job. Obviously we want to be the pilot, so don't take too long getting there, but we're only waiting for a brief run and gun. It feels like there should have been an entire level at the start where we're just a rifleman. It could be used to build up our desire to be the pilot, but it's also an opportunity to properly introduce us to Cooper. Show us what he's capable of, what kind of guy he is, what that pilot rank means to him. This way is rather anticlimactic, and it makes it feel like the game's in a rush to get to the juicy stuff. I enter this crashed ship to find the Titan's battery. Look, I get that it's a big ship, and it's crashed, but was anything nailed down in here? I find the battery and make my way back to the Titan. A bunch of enemies have found the Titan, so I cook a grenade and...
Those weren't Blisk's orders.
2/3. Data core reinitialized. Ocular system online. Adjusting focus. Are you alright, pilot?
Yeah. Who are you?
I am BT-7274, a Vanguard-class Titan of the Militia SRS, Marauder Corps. You may call me BT.
BT. Got it.
My systems are rebooting, but a third battery will accelerate the process. I will remain here.
He wants another battery? Really? I hope this robot wasn't made by Apple, because if he was, he'll probably lose 99% battery in half an hour, and then somehow lost another half hour on the last 1%. I run off to grab another battery, but this time I've got BT to keep me company.
Be careful, we cannot stay here long.
How long did you serve with Lastimosa?
Captain Lastimosa linked with me 973 days ago.
That's longer than any relationship I've had.
Noted.
You may notice this line select thing come up every now and then. This is an option menu for the player to pick which line Cooper will deliver. You only get 2 options at a time, and in most cases, you can only pick one of them. These have no narrative impact whatsoever, they're all meaningless filler lines that don't alter the plot or characters' relations. This option is purely here for an extra level of player interaction to make you feel like you're doing more than you actually are. There is a timer on these though, and I'll admit I've never let that run out, so maybe something interesting happens in that case. Speaking of which, who's portraying our leads? Jack Cooper is voiced by Matthew Mercer. He's done what looks like a bunch of anime, and he was the previous voice of Leon Kennedy. I haven't heard him in anything but this game, but at least here he does a pretty good job. He's not really tasked with anything beyond the all-American smartass, but does well with what he's given. The big Titan BT is voiced by Glenn Steinbaum, who does a pretty good job. He's a convincing robot. He isn't in much else though, not anything I've seen at least. I get my hands on the second battery and return to BT. He's surrounded by enemies, and I have to fight them off. BT tells me that those were scouts, and reinforcements will be here any second.
Power at full capacity. Pilot, we must establish a neural link in order to proceed. Please embark when ready. Detecting incoming enemy forces. Protocol 3. Protect the pilot. Reinitializing critical systems.
Just like that, we're now controlling a Titan. Playing as BT feels like the complete opposite to playing as a pilot. You're slow and your weapons feel really heavy. I personally prefer the quick, precise gameplay of the pilot, but I imagine that there are a lot of people who saw the Titans as a selling point for this game. There's this whole genre of people who genuinely think that a fight is better if the things fighting are big. To them, it doesn't matter that it's just a normal fight with the surroundings downscaled. In fact, I wonder whether the reason we became a pilot so early on is because the developers saw the Titan as the prize, and therefore this opening level is actually the build-up I said the game needed. This game plays around with multiple unique gameplay ideas, but none of them occur when you're controlling a Titan. Titan gameplay is just pure shooting, and when I look back on Titanfall 2, ironically, I only remember the pilot sections. We defeat the reinforcements, and BT says that we need to uphold Lastimosa's mission, and rendezvous with someone called Anderson, who we briefly saw at the beginning of the game.
Anderson?
You son of a bitch, see it down there.
He's a long way away, so I get to walking. Have I mentioned how damn good this game looks? It's not the most graphically impressive, but it's got some really stunning settings.
This is Wombat 3-2. We're taking heavy casualties down here. Any militant forces, please assist. We've suffered heavy losses.
We come across 2 ally Titans under attack, and we go in to help. One of them is called Freeborn, which I find very funny for some reason. We have a large-scale Titan battle. Is it weird that a basic rifleman controlling a Titan for the first time can best all of these other Titans? Yes. I'm pretty sure Freeborn and the other allies didn't make it. What a shame.
Pilot, this Titan weapon is an advanced design and may give us a tactical advantage.
I think somebody's in love.
A human's concept of love requires admiration, attraction, devotion, and respect. Conclusion. I am 50% in love.
We move forward through what looks like red sewage. We find even more enemies, but apparently BT can't move up. So thankfully, I have to get out and open a way for him. I have played a lot of video games, and while I have fun with damn near all of them, a very select few actually make me feel cool. The Hitman trilogy, The Last of Us, Sleeping Dogs, and Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 has the perfect mix of ability and challenge. You can run on walls, you can double jump, you can slide, you can turn invisible. But it's up to you to use these properly. For a badass super soldier, you're not particularly durable. Get hit just a few times and you're down. This perfectly complements Titanfall's moveset. When the punishment for not moving fast enough is death, you have to utilize the advanced moveset, forcing you into this fun mechanic. And a fun mechanic it is. There is a blatant satisfaction to this game, I just can't shake it. While there are first-person shooter games that I prefer for narrative, concept, etc., I think as far as shooting is concerned, Titanfall 2 is the best in the business. I get a path open for BT, but apparently I'm locked in the control room.
Pilot, the safety airlock has sealed you in the control room. You must find another way out.
So BT and me will have to split up.
Recommend you seek an exit.
You got it, BT. You do the same.
Copy that, pilot.
I run through some tunnels, killing bad guys and pulling off the sickest maneuvers you've ever seen.
What we have here, my IMC and militia.
I slide down this ramp and almost kill this maintenance bot. Thankfully my aim is bad, so he lives another day.
Plenty more servants in the facility, just so you know, this is Kane's place. You're welcome to stay as long as it takes to kill you. Which, by the way, not you.
Some nutcase called Kane is threatening us over the radio, so he'll probably make leaving a lot harder for us. I get a robot jump scare, and a bunch of these robots seem to be crawling around like zombies, which is odd, but cool, I guess. I use a rifle that I found in the other room, which keeps refusing to fire because it needs to cool down or something. I figure I shouldn't push it, because then we'd just get into a big fight. I ditch it and use my shotgun to hit 3 enemies at once. It only downed them, but still pretty cool. I move up and BT tells me,
Proceed through this facility and continue to the rendezvous point with Major Anderson. It is our only chance of survival.
Now I get that this is a company robot, but there are definitely other ways to survive.
Pilot, our paths will intersect just up ahead.
Missing me already?
I was not shooting at you. That would be in violation of Protocol 3.
Never mind.
I see BT and he tells me I need to shut down the toxic sludge flow, which I think is the red stuff, and then I'll be able to get through to him. I hit one of the maintenance bots to see what happens and he just f***ing dies. This makes me feel terrible and reminds me of the time I brutally murdered the family dog with a sledgehammer. Fortunately it wasn't my family's dog, that could have been a disaster. I fight my way through to the switch and shut down the toxic sludge flow. Apparently that'll take a minute though, so I need to hold out until the process is complete. I'm basically stuck in an arena for the next 5 minutes. They throw in these little kamikaze bots. I'm able to dodge through most of them, but this last one gets a good hit in. A for effort, he's earned at least a couple of urgents. I figured the pump is nearly done, but apparently I'm only like halfway through, and need to hold on for a lot longer. I noticed that these soldiers don't have any sleeves, which is very brave of them. If I was in a fight, I would need full body coverage, so that if I got an owie or a boo-boo, I wouldn't have to look at it.
Danger close.
The pump is finished, and BT comes through to give me cover fire.
Pilot, that was a difficult battle. You handled yourself well. I have noted it for the record. I have identified an exit on this side. This way.
Me and BT reunite and find Kane. I didn't put his name on screen, this is just his theatrical introduction.
Well, well, another runaway hero with an SRS Vanguard class Titan. Woo! Now we're talking. Bring it.
This is the game's first boss fight, and it's nothing special. This fight, and every other boss fight for that matter, are done as a Titan, so they're all slow and simple. As I've already mentioned, you can't take much damage in this game, so you need to be fast and precise. It's not just the pilot though. For a big robot, BT can feel like he's made of plastic at times. He dies quite easy, but obviously a Titan doesn't have that broad moveset, so you kind of have to just beat the hell out of every enemy as fast as possible and make sure you use your shield at the right time. I'm able to successfully eliminate Kane. BT tells me to retrieve Kane's helmet. Wow, BT, really asking me to go grave robbing? What a blast to the past. I grab Kane's helmet and remove his earpiece. This allows me to hear what the enemies are talking about.
Sloan, this is Blisk. The IMC have almost sealed the Ark. It's time to prepare the Draconis.
Copy. Got myself 3 captured militia. What should I do with them?
Just kill him. No, don't!
You can tell they're bad guys because they don't have American accents. BT tells me he's found a shortcut which we can take to get to Anderson. I listen to him because he's a big robot, so he must be right. Do you ever realize that when people are referring to their brain, they are actually talking in the third person? They're always blaming stuff on their brain as well, like, no, that was you. Anyway, we hear a new voice on the radio.
This is Ash. Go ahead.
Kane is not responding. I think our militia pilot's trying to be a hero. He's got to be headed your way. Kill him.
Understood. Ash out.
Whoever Ash is, it seems we're in her domain now.
Sounds like he's afraid of us, BT.
Doubtful. His faction, the Apex Predators, is one of the most ruthless mercenary units in the frontier.
BT is such a little know-it-all. I bet he's fun at parties, ironically. We find a cargo lift and I go to turn it on. I thought I'd cleared the room, but I didn't notice this guy. He could have run while my back was turned. Don't be a hero, kids. Be smart. I turn on the cargo lift, but some big robot arm grabs BT.
Kappa 3. I have located a security breach.
It seems that Ash caught our boy, so we've got to free him.
Pilot, I cannot free myself. Cooper.
I'm hot on his tail, but some enemies get in my way, and I lose him in the cave. This isn't all bad, as I get the Mozambique, also known as my baby. But it's way more cool and helpful than a child could ever be. I follow some pipes through the cave, as they'll probably lead me to BT. I slide down an oddly curvy vent, and sure enough, I find myself in some sort of factory.
This is Ash. I have a Vanguard-class Titan. What would you like me to do with it?
And I bloody care. Destroy it. What about its pilot?
He is being dealt with. This facility was built to kill. I'm sure I can take advantage of that fact if I have to.
Never mind, this must be an Apple sweatshop. BT says I should follow the factory conveyor belt and it will lead me to him. I'm about to be crushed, but fortunately the game designers left a wall for me to run on. I successfully pull off a lovely slide kill, and try to pull off another, but this happens, which I believe is best described as utter bullshit. It turns out this factory has a high quantity of mercs, so I've got to kill my way through this whole damn factory. Then I realize what they're building here. They're actually mass-producing houses. I'm almost certain that this is what Elon Musk is up to right now. All this fighting is getting to the poor maintenance bot, as he's having a mental breakdown. The houses on the conveyor belt are looking about done, so I must be nearing the end of the line.
With my luck, this place is gonna turn itself inside out.
Or upside down, considering the circumstances.
He's half right, as I see a small town being pieced together sideways, and I'm next in line. I fall to the wall and get out. I'm gonna have to climb out of here. Out of all the stuff in this game, climbing a sideways nuke town is definitely one of the cool ones. The ceiling above starts moving down to reveal another town. My town then starts to replace it, so I hop on. It takes me to some big simulation room, which is very unconvincing. You'd think we could do better in the future.
Now, we shall see how impressive you truly are.
And then it hits me. This isn't a real town they're building, it's a training playground. They then bring in a bunch of ally soldiers. They must be using these guys to train their mercs. And now they're using me too.
Let us begin. Deploying specters.
Keep it together!
Pilot, your heart rate is accelerating. Are you in distress?
You could say that.
Your heart rate is exceeding 170 beats per minute. Impossible. You should find a place to rest.
Yeah, I'll get right on it.
They throw in Titans, which is pretty unfair as I don't even have my Titan right now. Then kamikaze bots come into the mix, and all hell breaks loose. I try to find a way out, but to no avail.
Pilot Cooper, are you alright?
I think I pissed her off, BT.
You will have to explain that expression later. Get out of there while you can. I have detected an opening in the outer wall.
I make my way through the open door and hear Ash saying she'll have to deal with me herself. At least I'm out of there.
Ash, tell me you killed that pilot.
I am dealing with him.
Stop getting caught up in your games.
Am I not allowed to enjoy myself while I work?
Not when your work suffers.
Point taken. Ash out.
Don't worry. With the price I'm putting on his head, you can buy all the toys you want.
Games let you experience things you would never be able to experience in real life. For example, with the power of Titanfall 2, I can finally know what it feels like to be wanted. I find these weird pillars with hexagon cages. I pull out a few to use as platforms, leading to this poor alien dying. Oh my god, maybe I was the bad guy all along.
Pilot, I do not know what you did, but a series of explosions just weakened the manipulator arm. I have broken free.
I have no idea if that was us, but I'll count it as a win. We then have a fight on top of one of the simulators, which is really cool. I wall run across this moving platform and jump through a broken wall of this simulation, where I find BT. We pair up and begin making our way out of there. This game shows off some more picturesque beauty, and we run into Ash. This is our second boss fight.
Let's just put a high price on your head, pilot. Dead or alive. That makes you worth something to me.
Ash is not a well-written character by any means. Hell, she's barely even a character. But I've got to give credit to her character design, because apart from Cooper and BT, she's the only character I remember after playing this game. She's certainly the standout of the bosses, as all the other bosses are human. But she's like this cool android with an emotionless white mask and... boobs? Why does she need... That doesn't make any sense. I mean, it can't be for sex appeal, she's only on screen for like 10 seconds. Oh well, I guess even when you don't need them, breast is best. BT rips Ash out of her Titan and fucking atomizes her. What the hell, this is the most 12 PG-13 game you can imagine, and our big huggable robo sidekick just vaporized the poor girl. What a shame, maybe if she had prioritized her stronger frame instead of titties, she would still be alive. We run out through this tunnel. I say run, but BT is actually kinda slow.
Pilot, I have concluded we should take no further shortcuts.
I honestly completely forgot this was meant to be a shortcut. Talk about blatant padding.
Pilot, Major Anderson is here. Investigate this facility. I will meet you on the other side.
It's too quiet. We could be walking into an ambush.
Agreed. However, close quarters recon is the sole domain of the pilot.
It's true. I make less noise than you do.
Agreed. Titans were not built for stealth.
Don't put yourself down, buddy. You can be anything you want to be. Except a swimmer, a stealth operative, and basically anything that includes being inside. In all meanings. I go through a rundown lab, and time seems to warp.
Overseer requests all teams working on the Arc analysis report to the lecture hall for General Marder's presentation. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the start of it. The start of the best level in the game.
What just happened?
There are distortions throughout this facility, and they appear to be causing a rift in time.
I warp into some kind of lecture and run to the stage.
Simply neutralizing the militia forces, we will in fact save... Yes, pilot, may I help you?
It warps back. That lecturer actually acknowledged Cooper's presence. I found this laptop which was recording the lecture, and it has the line.
By decisively neutralizing the militia forces, we will in fact safeguard... Yes, pilot, may I help you?
Which means that I just directly affected the past.
Reminder, identification credentials
Just a
must
dumb
be displayed
machine.
at all times. Any suspicious activity should be reported.
I see this large structure and go to investigate.
Interesting. I'm detecting traces of a massive energy explosion throughout this facility. However, your helmet data does not detect the same in the other timeline.
None of these remains match the genetic profile of Major Anderson. He may still be alive. I recommend you check the main lobby of reception. I would accompany you, but unfortunately my chassis will not fit through the door.
Oh, lucky you.
I detect sarcasm.
I find Anderson, but he's halfway through the ceiling.
E.T., I found Anderson. He's, in the ceiling.
Objective complete. We have rendezvoused with Major Anderson.
That's cold, BT.
Correct. Anderson's current temperature is 17 degrees Celsius, below the threshold of human survival.
I take his helmet and bring it back to BT.
With the death of Anderson, command of Special Operation 217 now transfers to you. Congratulations on your field promotion, Pilot Cooper. The following is Anderson's mission briefing from Commander Sarah Briggs of the Militia SRS.
Major Anderson, 2 weeks ago we intercepted IMC comms. They found something on Typhon. A massive blast of energy was discharged at this location, creating time distortions. I want SRS on the ground to infiltrate the facility.
Roger that. I'll get some answers.
This wrist-mounted device we recovered during Operation Grizzly should protect you. We know the IMC have contracted Kuben Blisk and his mercenaries to protect something critical there, so watch your back.
Pilot, the data Major Anderson collected appears to be incomplete. We are duty-bound to uphold and fulfill Special Operation 217. Recommend we locate Anderson's wrist-mounted device before proceeding.
I didn't see any device on Anderson.
It must be on the other half of his corpse. I detect a breach in the Security Services building. I will provide access. I will remain here and scan the ring structure while you investigate the facility for intel and the missing device.
Nice. Maybe next time you can throw me.
Noted.
With that foreshadowing and an objective, I ride up to get Anderson's device. I fall into some sort of reception and am warped to the past, where apparently I shouldn't be here. Fortunately, I'm warped back before I get attacked, but now all the same robots come back to life and start swarming me like it's Resident Evil all over again. I take out a good few, but there's too many and I have to run. I admire the past and find Anderson's device. Anderson's pouch says BLM. What an absolute Chad. This is where the real fun begins. We can now switch between past and present at the push of a button. I heard about this level and immediately bought the game, and I know I'm not the only one. When people want to talk about how damn good this game is, they always point to this level. The time switch ability replaces the invisibility ability, but this isn't a problem because, for one, it's much cooler, and for two, it basically serves the same purpose. In some stroke of genius, the developers added this blue mist in the present, which marks the place where enemies were in the past. So you can arrange yourself just right to annihilate them when you return to the past. Present isn't safe either though, we've still got aliens, so we'll have to balance our battles. I'm sorry, this is just so goddamn fun. Snapping back and forth between time, taking out a bunch of goons, snapping to the present, arrange yourself right behind them, and boom. Since you're facing ranged attacks in the past and melee attacks in the present, you can strategize. Go to the past, fire until you're low, snap back to the future, and use your remaining shots to down a few aliens, then run, reload. Rinse and repeat. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. We've still got to complete Anderson's mission. BT senses one of Anderson's holographic recordings and shows it to me.
Activating log playback.
Anderson log 341. The IMC found something all right. It can fold space and time. They sure as hell didn't build it, but they're restoring it. Whatever they're planning, it's potentially catastrophic. Anderson out.
So whatever they were making here is clearly dangerous. I find a floor engulfed in flame, but it isn't in the past. Okay, maybe that wasn't a good idea. This leads to a room full of hexagonal spheres, and another one of Anderson's holograph recordings.
Anderson's log 342. The fold weapons power source is called the Ark. Doesn't look like they've perfected the casing. This one's empty. The Ark must be somewhere else. Anderson out.
Arc prepped for delivery and en route to the test chamber.
So we're looking for something called the Ark, which clearly needs some strong casing. Probably because it's dangerous or something. I run into more robo-zombies, and play a game of peekaboo with some turrets. I find the smoking section, which is huge. They must have found a way of smoking which really isn't harmful. Vapors are really funny because they want to talk about it so damn much. You can make zero mention of their silly iPad pen and they'll still end up telling you that it's safer than a cigarette. Now that we've tried the excellent time travel combat, we've reached the time travel platforming. It isn't anything special, but it's still oddly satisfying hopping back and forth. BT tells me that I need to get to this Ark thing, and scan it, which will somehow allow us to know where it is in the present day? I think the reason that sci-fi and fantasy are so popular is because since it doesn't apply to logic, you can just make up the rules as you go so it fits your narrative. Kind of like I have a few close calls down this vent. And find another one of Anderson's recordings.
They were targeting this planet's moon as a test. This damn thing was just a test. One of our own planets is next. They're going to hit Harmony, and they've moved up the timeline. I have to get this intel to Sarah.
Right there, pilot. I've located.
That was Major Anderson's final recording. Cooper, based on your recon of this facility, I may have a plan. Meet me outside.
So the Ark is some sort of planet-killing weapon. We definitely need to find it in the present if we want to stop it. In that holo recording, we can hear Anderson's time travel device get damaged as it is hit against the railing. This is why he was killed halfway through the ceiling, because the device malfunctioned. This is a really nice detail. But I've got to ask, we're using the same device, why isn't it malfunctioning now? After fighting my way through reception, I get to BT, so I can hear his plan.
I've located the controls to extend the bridge to the rings. I've marked it on your HUD.
He tells me to get to the controls for the bridge, so we can extend it and get to the center of that big ring thing. I can see them powering up the Ark in the past, so I've got to extend that bridge to get to it. I get to the bridge controls, and we're in.
The Ark is overloading! Everyone evacuate now!
The Ark is overloading, so we've got to get to it pretty quick.
BT?
This section is so beautiful and is the perfect send-off to the best level in the game. I get to the Ark and begin the scan.
Well done, pilot. Scan complete. As Anderson discovered, the IMC intend to destroy the militia planet of Harmony using the full-scale version of this weapon. Pilot Cooper, our journey is far from over. We must get this data to the fleet.
So the time travel device is now gone. I have so much respect for whoever decided to come up with an idea that you could easily base an entire game series around, and then only use it for one level. Everyone loves this level, and for good reason. It's just so damn cool. In fact, I think it's because of its rarity that it feels so special. We only have this unique game mechanic for about half an hour, and then it's gone. This means that we don't have time for it to feel familiar, so we won't get sick of it, leaving us with nothing but warm feelings towards it. Oh, and I'd like to point out that the best level in Titanfall 2 contains almost no Titan. Now that we know the whereabouts of the Ark, we've come to a large satellite beacon to inform the militia, because I'm pretty sure they're the good guys.
Pilot, I see the beacon up ahead. Scans detect minimal power functionality. It may need repairs.
Of course it does. We find a bunch of allies under attack in the beacon control area. We save them and head inside, where they tell us that the beacon is completely shut down and we need a fancy device to turn it back on again.
Control of the beacon. We need something like this to jumpstart the system, but this one's destroyed.
Designation: Arc Tool.
Apparently their soldiers can't go get this device themselves because they aren't elite parkourists like me, and BT is too bloody massive to come with me, so I'll have to go alone. I do some wall jumps between exposed wires. God damn, can you just imagine how many forks you could fit into that thing? I encounter some robot resistance. It was very thoughtful of the character designer to give these robots red lights, otherwise I wouldn't know that they were evil. I see a robot with the tool I need, and I try to shoot him, but this massive fan just blows my shot away. I get up behind him, and apparently he's just a little maintenance bot, so now I feel bad. I get the tool, and apparently it just turns things on and off. What a creative tool. I can't believe they needed me to go get this thing. I use it to turn on this giant fan and blow myself. I get back to the guys, and one leads me to where I need to go. But I ran faster than him, what a loser. They send me into some big radiation zone to turn off a bunch of switches. Apparently this is super dangerous and I shouldn't stay in here for too long, or I'll be cooked alive. I already got the damn tool, surely it was someone else's turn to be useful? I do this successfully, and the power is back on.
Captain, the uplink targeting module is offline.
Apparently something on the beacon itself is broken, and we'll have to find a replacement. None of the soldiers volunteer, so poor old Cooper's gotta do it, as if he hasn't done enough.
My scans detect a functioning uplink targeting module, 428 meters northeast. My analysis indicates a throw is our only option here. I can throw you across the gap.
Are you sure about this?
There is a 68% chance of success. Wind, 3 knots, heading 274. Range, 95 meters. Projectile mass, 89 kilograms. Trust me.
Good throw.
You're welcome, pilot. there.
I hear the bad guys plotting to come stop me, so I'll have to be fast. So around this point, Cooper and BT have gained a fun little friendship. But I'm gonna throw in a little idea here. While these two characters are fun together, there is fun chemistry. There isn't really much between the two as characters. Think The Last of Us. The reason that relationship was so compelling is because of how well the two characters complemented each other. You've got a gruff old man who failed as a parent when he lost his daughter. Then you've got a young girl who's got no friends and no stability and desperately needs a parent figure. From just those simple descriptions, you can tell that these two characters complement each other. They fit together like puzzle pieces. This creates a strong sense of intrigue and investment. Every time the two talk to one another, you want to listen, you want to know what stage they're at in their relationship. There isn't any of that between Jack and BT. Sure, we're somewhat told that Jack wanted to become a pilot, but that's only briefly and vaguely mentioned. They're just a dude and a robot saving the world together, and while that's okay, it wouldn't take much to make it better. Okay, just hear me out. What if you take Lastimosa and replace him with Cooper's dad? I know, the dead parent trope is woefully unoriginal, but just listen. Maybe Jack didn't know his dad that well. Maybe he was always out fighting, and Jack sees BT as the embodiment of that work that always kept his dad away from him. He becomes a rifleman to make his dad proud, and then his dad gets killed. And Jack and BT have to team up to save the world. Now we've got this unique little energy where Jack slightly resents BT, and BT knows more about Jack's dad than he does. So along their journey, they get to know each other better. Jack can ask about his dad, and BT can tell him things to let him better know who his dad was. So Jack will grow a better connection with BT, and have a good reason to appreciate him. You could argue that Lastimosa was meant to be a father figure, but he's barely in the game, and him and Cooper share literally no dialogue together. We're not told how long he's been mentoring Jack, or what kind of relationship they have. This could literally be their first lesson for all we know. Jack never mentions remorse for Lastimosa either, he just gives him a gnarly little pebble grave, and then he may as well have never existed. If you made it his dad, then we'd at least get a base level of understanding and relatability. I realize I've essentially just written fanfiction, but myself and hopefully you agree that this would have made for a more compelling and investing character dynamic. I punch this guy into a whole new world, and get on the broken dish to get that piece. This game does that cool thing I always love where they put the ammo count on the gun, which is mostly cool except for guns like this where the ammo count is blurry for some reason. You can still tell what it says, but why is it blurry? BT's in trouble, so I run over to help him.
Welcome back, Cooper. Recommend we secure this area before proceeding with the repairs.
I embark, and we get a cool, loud battle.
Are you okay, pilot?
Barely. That was tough. How are you, BT?
Damage report. Critical systems are functioning properly. And despite your self-evaluation, I'm certain Captain Lastimosa would have said you fought well, Cooper.
Thanks.
The socket for the module is at the top of this dish. A throw combined with additional climbing is required.
I get on the beacon, and the bad guys start getting wise.
Blisk, this is Sloan.
Go ahead.
Kane and Ash are dead. Someone's been killing your mercs, and it looks like one of our radios has been nicked. I knew you shouldn't have hired those tossers.
Oi, pilot. This is Cuban Blisk. You've been listening to us, eh? You want to be a hero, yeah? Okay. Keep coming at me. Keep coming.
I get to the top of the dish and install the functional gear.
Got you.
I was going to talk about all the ways this would have absolutely annihilated Cooper, but the pilot suit has been established to protect against fall damage, so cue moment. Before we can get to the control station, we're attacked and have to hold the enemies off.
Not let him leave here alive.
Some Arnie-sounding motherfucker threatens me over the radio before deciding to drop in for himself.
Care to have a real fight? Let's see what you got up close and personal. Oder willst du weglaufen, ihr kleiner Junge?
I have no idea what he just said. The fight's a piece of cake and I destroy him right in the cockpit. We head inside the control station and send out the beacon.
Broadcasting data stream. Awaiting response.
Here's hoping someone's still up there.
Got it. This is Commander Sarah Briggs of Marauder Corps. Militia SRS. Authenticate.
Commander Briggs, this is BT-7274. Protocol 2, uphold the mission. Report intel to the fleet attached to the SRS unit.
Solid copy. Good to hear you guys are still down there. BT-7274. Your data recorder says your original pilot was KIA.
Correct. Captain Ty Lastimosa was killed in action. I am now linked to an acting pilot, Rifleman Jack Cooper.
Wait a minute. Lastimosa linked you to a rifleman?
Yes, he had no other options.
Understood. We'll get you transferred to a fully qualified pilot.
Objection. Cooper is my pilot. Our combat effectiveness rating now exceeds 90%. Request permission to retain this link.
You're lucky our backs are up against the wall, BT. Permission granted. That's high praise coming from a machine, Cooper. Thanks to your scan data of the Ark, we've tracked its energy signature to an IMC base right here on Typhon. We don't have much time. Let's go! Listen up. The IMC have developed a fold weapon. It has the power to destroy entire worlds, but without its power source, the Ark, it is inoperable. Your mission is to capture the Ark before it can leave the airbase. Marauder Corps, weapons hot! Stand by for Titanfall!
She said it. This is like D-Day, but with robots. This game is getting me so excited for World War III, it's gonna be sick. This short level is entirely Titan gameplay, and it's probably the worst level in the game. Despite being the shortest level in the game, it certainly feels longer than it has any right to be. There are so many enemies and they just keep on coming. It's not difficult, just tedious. I think now is an appropriate time to point out that this game's cover is weak. You made one of the best first-person shooters in years, and this is the cover you go with? I could easily walk past this on a shelf and not give it a second glance. It seems they had better covers, but reserved them for special editions. Corporate greed at its finest. Some of you may be wondering what Titanfall 1 was like, and yes, so am I. I haven't played Titanfall 1 for a very particular reason. It's an online exclusive game. That's right, there is no single-player campaign for Titanfall 1, it's just online deathmatches. Exclusively online games are kind of like a pet fish. Yeah, they look cool, they're kind of fun, I guess, but you'll be lucky if they survive a year, and when it's dead, you struggle to remember anything about it. The other problem with online games is that your ability to play is determined by other people. If there's nobody else playing, then the product you paid for is as good as gone. The main things I've heard people say about Titanfall 1 is, the game's cool, but I would have appreciated some kind of single-player story. In fact, this seemed to be the main bit of feedback for Titanfall 1. So, in an extremely unexpected move, the developers listened to criticism and made a sequel with one of the best first-person shooter narratives ever. Oh, by the way, did you know that some people refer to Titanfall 2 as TF2? That's not important, I just thought it was an interesting fact.
Your mother!
We're trying to get to the Ark before the bad guys can get it on their ship.
Bliss, this is Sloan. The Ark is headed your way. I'll let Viper take it from here.
But we don't get there in time, and we gotta go airborne. I find this loading screen really funny because it implies that Cooper is keeping pace with a 20-foot robot. You may have noticed that character name tags appear when you look in the vicinity of that character. This is a direct copy of the same really annoying feature in the Call of Duty series. I don't know why they have it. I think it's meant to make you feel like a professional soldier, but it just shatters my immersion. Come on Titanfall, you've surpassed COD in so many ways. You are undeniably better. Why would you blatantly copy one of their worst features? Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you, I've clearly overstepped your boundaries, and I'm sorry. We're chasing after the enemy ship to retrieve the Ark, but something starts attacking our ships.
Visual clear. I've got
attackers home.
I got you, kid. Brace yourself.
Barker, nice of you to show up.
You're welcome.
Oh, classic Barker. Late for work as usual. Who the fuck is Barker? We've still got to get on that ship though, so BT tosses me.
Just like before.
Not exactly. There are significantly more variables to throwing between two moving platforms. Good luck.
Cooper, listen up. We can't take you directly to the bridge. We'll never get past those guns. We'll drop you off at the stern and you'll have to work your way forward. Cooper, I'm gonna get as close as I can without crashing. Time your jump. Now, go! Wait.
I fight my way through the ship.
Enemy tanks piling from my force! I need security down there now!
And one of our ally ships gets taken down. What a shame. I've praised this game enough, but it's time I praise it some more. This game is one of the few that understands the importance of spectacle and setting. Remember in the late 2000s when every game only had like 3 colors and every level looked the same? Well, that definitely isn't the case here, which myself and everyone else loves.
I think that's all of them.
I've got no hostiles in sight.
Cooper, stand by. The 6-4 are coming aboard.
Some ally team joins me on the ship and compliments my work.
Nice work, Coop.
Good covering fire.
We got your back.
I didn't even notice there was cover fire, so no, not good cover fire.
Bridge is through that hangar over there. Any ideas?
Briggs here. What do you need me to do?
Close the door and keep her steady.
I misthrow a grenade, killing myself and the entire team. That's pretty embarrassing, please don't tell my wife's boyfriend. I do it a lot better the second time. I've got to talk about this game's soundtrack real quick, because if I don't, I'm pretty sure my balls will start to function like Newton's cradle, and that's actually kind of cool. You know, I might not talk about the soundtrack now, just so that I can do that. This game's soundtrack is godly. Just listen to the main theme. I'm playing some sort of sound over it, or like altering it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I've got to alter it because I'm pretty sure I'll get in trouble if I play it on its own. You've got to hear this for yourself. Open another tab and search Titanfall 2 main theme. Trust me. I mean, come on, tell me that doesn't make you feel like saving the goddamn world. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely derivative, but I'm not sure that's a bad thing. See, if you borrow assets from the best and put them together, you'll get the best. which is what this is. It's hard to put into words, it gives you this feeling, you know? I've always seen Titanfall 2 as one of the cinematic games, and this is a soundtrack fit for a killer blockbuster.
Hold your fire, it's bulletproof. We're gonna breach the glass. Take your marks.
We breach the ship's bridge. I take control of the ship and begin steering it towards the enemy ship with the Ark, which I just noticed has a spoiler.
Ready to transfer control to pilot.
Cooper will cover you from the rear. Take the deck and get to the Draconis.
Before we can leave, we get a surprise boss fight.
Vipers on station. Your journey ends here, pilot. The skies belong to me.
So we'll have to kill this guy before we can move on. I get low on health and things aren't looking good, but I get a power up and shoot the little mosquito right out of the sky.
Viper 1 lost control. I'm losing control. Going down. Mayday, mayday.
We're nearing the location that they're going to use the Ark at, so we've got to hurry.
Adjusting for wind resistance. Calculating.
He rips one of BT's arms off and I try to save him.
I've lost the hatch. Need cover, need cover.
It's close, but I'm able to shoot him out of the cockpit.
BT, you okay?
Left arm severed. However, I am still operational. This ship is rapidly losing altitude. It is up to us, Cooper. Down here.
We head inside the enemy ship to retrieve the Ark.
The containment unit is too large to carry. We must improvise. I cannot reach the Ark. Cooper, I need your help.
BT wants me to put the Ark in his cockpit.
This way, Cooper.
We aren't going to make it out of the ship, and we get this good scene.
Get the Ark out of here!
Negative. We are trapped.
What are you doing?
Protocol 3. I will not lose another pilot. Brace for impact.
Blisk, your problems are not my concern. Once you have delivered the Ark as per your contract, your payment will be transferred by the IMC.
Just have my money ready. I'll get you your precious cargo, you useless nav. Oi, Titan! You're gonna open up and give me what I want.
Voice command. Not recognized.
Let me just rip it out of him.
Can't risk it. The Ark's unstable. Go on. Tell your Titan to open up.
About what? His feelings?
Still trying to be a hero, eh? I have a lot of dosh riding on this contract, my friend. So tell your Titan, if he doesn't open up, I will shoot you in the head.
Pilot in jeopardy. Ocular systems. Marginal. Cannot visually acquire pilot.
Stand him up. Now open up. And I'm going to shoot your pilot in the head. You still remember numbers, don't you? I'm going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Nah, that wasn't so hard, was it? That's the problem with teams. If you don't win together, you die together.
They don't like that, so they take the Ark and destroy BT.
Take the shield kit. It is your best chance for survival.
BT's head contains a pistol, knife, and his core. So if Cooper gets another Titan, he can install BT's core and we'll have him back. There's still time to stop them from using the Ark, so I hack my way out of the room and run. This run is so much fun. You've got to run as fast as you can. You've got a pistol with infinite ammo. The pistol aims for you, so you can just let loose and run.
Cooper, this is Commander Sarah Briggs. If you can read me, get to the bridge 1 click north of your position. We've only got 1 shot to turn this fight around and you're it. Our fleet's moving in on the fold weapon.
Wait a second. BT had this aimbot pistol in his head the entire time? That would have been helpful, I don't know, this entire fucking quest. Seriously though, I think one of the biggest losses of this game is that you can't replay through the entire campaign with this aimbot pistol.
We have 1 last Vanguard in the racks. I'm pulling its data core and preparing it for Titanfall. Cooper, your Titan's standing by. Call it when ready. Stand by for Titanfall.
Hello, Jack.
Glad to have you back in one piece, BT.
Over 25,000, actually. BT-7274 online and ready for combat. It is time to complete our mission.
We're on location and ready to save the planet. The enemy is throwing everything they've got at us. BT's got a cool new kit which includes a minigun. Huh, maybe this is TF2. We're slowly progressing up the hill, but they're not making it easy. We kill Titan after Titan after Titan, until we're at the front door.
Keep these guys off your back. It's all you from here on out.
And we're on our own. We make it to the device. Just gotta make it to the main room.
You have your money, Blisk. Now go. My forces will take over from here.
That time they do something.
I think our militia pilot's trying to be a hero. He's all yours. Keep the salvage.
Who said anything about salvage? I'll do this one for free.
This is the final boss fight, and it's not against who you'd think.
Laser core, you little bugger.
Sloan hits me with a laser and British slang. She gets me real low, but I'm able to slide into a health pack, giving me enough strength to bring her to her knees. She vanishes and sets a bunch of goons on me. I hit one with a power shot, then corner him. Sloan reappears and I have to fight her and her goons at the same time. I kill a goon which gives me an aimbot power-up. I use this to deal Sloan some serious damage, and she disappears again. She sends some basic Titans and Kamikaze bots. She's got to be running out of options by this point. She reappears for the 3rd and final time.
Cooper, get the Ark out of there before it launches. Hurry!
Fold weapon pilot sequence complete. Deploying the Ark.
Ocular systems restored. My analysis is pro. Warning. Hostile Titan detected.
It's your lucky day, hero. I'm not going to kill you.
Because plot armor, or...?
Yeah, you earned this, eh?
Liz, that Vanguard-class Titan is still in there.
Not my problem, Marta. Should have put it in my contract.
He leaves his business card, so if all goes tits up, at least I can get a booty call later.
Cooper, I require your assistance. My auto-navigation systems are offline. Get me into that injector assembly.
Boost the signal! BT, Cooper, our ground teams can't make it there in time. You've got to find a way to destroy the fold weapon from the inside. There's no other way.
Commander Briggs, I believe I have a solution. In its exposed state, my reactor core may be able to destabilize the Ark at the center of the fold weapon.
What are you saying?
We can blow it up. I'm sending you coordinates for a dropship rendezvous.
Coordinates received. We'll be there, but I don't see how you can.
Trust me, I have done the math.
Don't worry, BT. I'm not going anywhere.
Copy that, pilot. Protocol 3. Protect the pilot.
BT, what are you doing?
Trust me.
BT!
Cooper, we just lost BT signal. We're almost there. Cooper, I'm marking your hunt with the coordinates. The evac site might be in midair.
BT just sacrificed himself, and I've got to run across the falling debris like I'm goddamn Scooby-Doo.
I'm tracking you. Keep going. Cooper, jump for it.
Got a visual!
Parker, get us out of here.
Hang on!
In hindsight, blowing up the Doomsday device doesn't sound like a great idea, and looking at this, it certainly doesn't look like we saved a planet. I don't know, man, the plot kinda confuses me.
Good to have you back. Welcome home.
The destruction of Typhon saved the planet Harmony. The militia calls this planet their headquarters, but millions of others call it home. Commander Briggs says I'll be inducted into the Marauder Corps and assigned a new Titan, after the techs wipe what's left of my neural link with BT. I don't know what that'll feel like, to get assigned a new Titan. I kinda like the old one.
Great job on Titanfall, to all of you.
This is Pilot Jack Cooper, signing off.
We get to the credits where we see Cooper rocking an ICA badge, which is kinda weird. Oh yeah, we see Cooper's face, which is kind of jolting. We just went almost the entire game without seeing this guy's face, and now we're getting full-on close-ups. He doesn't look good either. They couldn't be bothered to make one of those sexy CG cutscenes for the credits. So we're just watching our clay protagonist smiling like a clown. He doesn't look anything like he did in the trailers either. They do this cool cast appreciation thing where we see the characters and who voiced them, but they show literally every named character in the game. Like, who the fuck are these guys? I just played the game and I've already forgotten who these are meant to be. Oh yeah, Barker, remember Barker? That guy that came out of nowhere and had like 3 lines? After all the credits are done, we get this one last shot. I've heard that these aren't just random beeps, but actually Morse code, which says a simple word, Jack. So either BT or someone else is trying to contact Cooper. I can't confirm this as I don't know Morse code. That was Titanfall 2. It's not the longest game in the world, it's about 4 hours. For reference, I captured all of this gameplay in an afternoon. One of the things I was reminded of while replaying was that it's kind of left on a cliffhanger. Both Blisk and that shady holograph overlord make it away, implying that we'll have to stop them in a sequel. But there is no sequel. This game came out 6 years ago, and we've heard no news of any sort of follow-up. I'm not a big online guy, but apparently the online mode for both this game and the first one have been made borderline unplayable by hackers. And it seems like Respawn Entertainment, the developers, haven't done anything to stop it. If the main creators can't be bothered to do some basic maintenance, I'm willing to bet a sequel is far from their mind. This isn't the end of the world, because, as I mentioned, I kind of forgot about the loose threads. This is a shame though, as this game is damn fun, and more would be a definite positive. But the fact that we even got Titanfall 2 in the first place is good enough for me. This game was so damn fun that I immediately started looking for things like it. That's how I ended up playing Killzone Shadowfall, which was fucking awful. So you know what, I can't say I appreciated everything Titanfall 2. I'm not sure about BT's death. I think it could have been done better. The story changes I mentioned earlier would have helped to give his sacrifice more meaning, but also I think it's odd because they effectively already killed him just a few minutes ago. Obviously he didn't actually die because we just used his core to reinstall him in a new body, but that's only something we learn we can do after we've watched him get obliterated. At least for me, I had already felt the shock of BT's death, so when I was expected to be shocked again just minutes later, it felt cheap and removed impact from his final stand. It would have helped if we knew about his core beforehand, Or better yet, he gets back up from this and we storm the machine with BT struggling on his last legs. I don't know if anyone else got this, but the second I watched BT sacrifice himself, I immediately thought of that Disney film, Big Hero 6, which has a very similar robot sacrifice. I don't think Titanfall copied Big Hero 6, it's not like it's a particularly original idea, but I do think it was unfortunate enough to be very similar and come out around the same time. Granted, these two have very different target demographics, so I'm probably one of the few that was bothered by this. The plot for this game is really hard to get a beat on, it's very vague, and most of the important details occur via radio mid-gameplay, so they can be masked by gunfire. The writers have clearly come up with a little sci-fi world for this game, but I still didn't know what anybody was talking about. Everyone says, the bad guys, they're gonna destroy this planet that I already forgot the name of. And I'm meant to think that's bad, but I'm not sure I've even seen that damn planet. I certainly don't know what's on it. It was only at the end of the game that I realized the planet we were trying to save wasn't even the one we were on. I watched the planet fall to pieces and I thought, wait, did we just lose? It took this line from Cooper at the end.
The destruction of Typhon saved the planet Harmony. The militia calls this planet their headquarters, but millions of others call it home.
For me to realize that we were trying to save a whole other planet, which serves as the good guys' home and base of operations. You may have noticed that I refer to people as good guys and bad guys in this video. This is because, well, that's all I knew. There are the guys in red, which I shoot, and the guys in blue, which I don't shoot. And wait, why was it okay for this planet to be destroyed? We've seen that there were people living here. There are structures here, aliens that live here. So why could we justify letting this planet die? I don't know, I think it's best if you don't look too deep into Titanfall. Just let it be this dumb, simple thing. Don't give it the Spec Ops treatment. What I find weird about Titanfall 2 is that if you were to list its pros and its cons, the cons would outnumber the pros, no question. But somehow the game manages to leave almost every player with nothing but good memories of it, and I can't think of a reason for this other than just pure fun. This game is electrifying to play, it's a well-made, well-polished game from start to finish, and the damn time travel level is just mwah. Showing up at a destroyed facility only to discover that we were the ones that destroyed it was undeniably cool. In an age of bland, generic, repetitive first-person shooters, Titanfall 2 came out of the blue and gave us a genuinely fun, unbloated little gem, and I'm happy about that. Anyway, if you've made it this far, thank you. Feel free to check in later, I'll be making more of these kinds of videos. No more Titanfall for the foreseeable future, but a little bit of everything else. Thank you for watching.